Hello, beautiful souls. If you are here, this message was definitely meant to find you. You manifested it. You prayed for this. You called this in. Today is March 4th. It's a year ago today that my dad transitioned into the quantum field. I see it as a birthday, a birth back into the quantum, back into nothingness and everything, back into the formless, resonant field of infinite intelligence and love. And whew, there's some big energy for you here today. This is considered a bonus episode for you. It's guided by spirit, it's fueled with love. And I know that this is definitely going to move you, shake your soul, stir up your life a little bit, and give you exactly what you are needing right now. So, I wanted to first start off with my dad's energy was so fire this morning, so beautiful and potent that he literally showed me and spoke to me without words. It was just the energy of keep going after all your dreams until every single one of them are demonstrated in this physical plane. And in that moment, I knew that message was coming through for me and for you. And I had this acknowledgement from Spirit that I have transformed so much in the last 365 days that I have become unrecognizable. And I was not honoring that fully. I don't even feel like I was acknowledging it. And Spirit really just presented this energy of acknowledging how much I've become this leading lady of my life, stepping into sovereignty. And I want to talk about that a little bit more here today. So, this message is for you too. This message is for you to acknowledge who you've become in the last year and to acknowledge who you've become in this moment, to acknowledge who you'll become by the end of this podcast episode, and to really honor the path, the unfolding, the challenges, the adversity, how you've shown up, how you've grown, and really take today to celebrate everything that life has given you, all its blessings, and to really truly look in the mirror and to look right into your eyes and really state out loud how proud you are of yourself, how grateful you are for all of the lessons, how proud you are for who you've become, how you've taken the lessons and turned it into wisdom. And the biggest message that came through me personally was my dad's transition and all of last year up until this today shaped me so much that I could help so many people just from that one experience that continues to unfold for me, that I continue to embody and integrate into my life. And the message here is that everything that life brings you, that you move through, and who you become on the other side of everything that you move through is so valuable. It is priceless, and you are here to help people that are in resonance with your field of energy. And I fully admit live with you today that I have still been holding myself back. And I had an experience recently that grew me and bloomed me into a sovereign woman who could stand in her truth, who knew what Spirit gave me was such a miracle and such a blessing that I didn't sway from the faith and the belief that everything that was happening in that moment and in that experience was filled with gifts and blessings that I could use as teaching, as inspiration, as a movement moving forward. Because I am committed to love. I have been committed to love for the last almost 2 decades. And my commitment to love is one of bravery. I had this recognition of how brave I've shown up in my life, especially when it mattered the most, especially when things got really hard, especially in the dark nights of the soul. And I am speaking all of this because everything that I'm saying is for you. I want you to understand that I'm also talking about you. And up until seriously yesterday, I never really acknowledged my bravery because bravery doesn't mean fear is gone, that you don't feel the fear. Bravery is you hold hands with fear and you walk right up to the thing that you're most afraid of and you let it transform you. You walk through the fire. You walk through the river of change. You go into the arena and you come out the other side with your breakthrough. And your breakthrough is literally you have shattered and broken through another veil of illusion, of a perception, of a belief, of a constraint, of a bondage that once held your essence captivity within your very own beingness. And you feel liberated on the other side of it. You feel more grounded. You feel more embodied, more whole, more present, more true. Isn't water so good? Speaking of water, our bodies are made up of mostly water. And what we think and what we say to ourselves matters. It matters a whole lot. I think it matters more than we actually sit and reflect on and recognize. And I'll be honest with you, this last little bit shook me up. I feel like my soul gets shaken sometimes. And when your soul gets shaken, it rattles your ego and your personality and your belief systems. And and you feel like you're getting like bounced around inside this egg shell. This 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 thing that's like holding you in. And it's such a good metaphor for when we are meant to expand beyond what we've known ourselves to be prior to this. We literally transform into something new. We transform the old energy of those beliefs that once kept us very small and constricted. And we believe that about ourselves on a subconscious level and it breaks through that eggshell. And so more of our radiance and more of our essence, comes out and shining through. But through that process, it's very interesting that what I experienced was just a lot of heavy, low vibration, negative thinking. And it almost felt like I couldn't turn it off. And I kept trying to like find ways through meditation, through journaling, through talking it out, through talking out loud like this. And I think it's really important to be transparent because every single one of us is moving through something in order to ascend us to and expand us to the next level. And if we surrender to that process, we can do it with a lot of ease and grace and compassion, but it's when we resist it that we feel more of that banging, right? That banging up against the inside of the eggshell. because we don't want that part of us to break, essentially. The ego doesn't want to like let go of the familiar of what we've known to be true for so long, even if it's actually not true. And so this process of this, me being really aware of like, oh God, I just want to like shut it off. I just want to turn off the negative thinking. Um, birthed within me like this desire to become more disattached, more aware of like I have the intellectual knowledge that I am not my thoughts. There still felt like though this hold on me, like I could feel it energetically. And these are places where it's so important to pour so much love and understanding and compassion into the human journey and the human experience that none of us are exempt from that. And everything that we do experience in the moment is actually working for us. And it's refining us, and it's polishing us, and it's shaping us. And when we don't resist it, we allow ourselves to bloom. We allow ourselves to bloom true. And I was reminded of a few times, I love how the universe works, right? Like if you see something once, twice, but three times, or you hear it, that's a sign that the universe is saying, this is actually coming for you. This change is coming for you. And one of the things I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I've heard it like so many times in the last few years, was when you have the old pattern, the familiar thinking that keeps you like stuck in the past and addicted to those emotions of the past and the patterns, you say out loud change. And when you say out loud change, you're using your conscious mind to access your subconscious mind so that you can shift your focus. And part of this I started hearing again. And what's really interesting is when I had my mystical experience, one of them, gosh, 7, 8 years ago, I don't even know what it was now. The middle part of my mystical experience was literally, it was an experience of being shown actually how easy it is to change our thoughts. And I was doing it. And the minute I came out of that, doubt, self-doubt kicked in and it stopped the momentum forward. It actually stopped me moving towards my destiny and my future and the best possible outcome. And the moment I thought of what I was shown in that experience and focused on growth, the doubt dissolved and the forward momentum continued. And so I've had this deep desire since that experience to really master, become a master of my thoughts, to not allow them, first of all, to pull me in certain directions. And then if that happens, obviously to have like so much compassion and forgiveness for self, right? For this human journey, it's like a dance, it's a balance, and we're always learning, we're always growing. And I just have this deep desire to like really be able to master my thoughts by shifting my focus. So this was showing up for me like in a really big way, like a few days in a row. I even went for an energy healing session, and at the very end, the man I was receiving the energy healing from said the same thing. And I was like, okay, now it's like really there and present that perhaps number one, that would be applicable to me and I could use that. But you know what I realized even more? It when you have signs like that, it's literally showing you that you are going to move into this new field of energy where you actually have tapped in to the version of you that can actually change your focus really quickly. Because I don't remember to do that every day, but I'm telling you, in the last couple of weeks, things have shifted. Things have shifted. People, places, events, experiences, the energy is lifted and expanded. Like everything that change was talking about was actually that I was beginning to already change from within. Like the change is actually already done. And now all of the people, places, events that are supporting that change are coming into my life. So it's not necessarily like when you hear something over and over and over again that you have to go read that book or you have to go listen to that song. Listen to the message in it more because it's actually guiding you and directing to you that what you've been asking for and that change that you've been desiring is happening. It's happening. It's already in the process. And that was like a little bit of a different spin on that. And that is such an important message for you. Because sometimes when we get signs, we're like, oh no, I have to go do that thing now. I have to go buy that book. I have to go sign up for that course. And that could be part of it. I'm not eliminating that fully, but more importantly, listen to what the message is saying to you and what you've actually been desiring in your heart. That is what is lining up for you. That is what is lining up for you. And still, there's this process of not knowing how it's going to come through for you. So I am going to say this out loud. I am fully like surrendering to this energy of continuing to do what I need to do by being what I need to be first to have all of my dreams demonstrated in 3D reality. There is just this fire burning in my soul, this passion, this certainty of just knowing that that is my path. How it's going to unfold, who knows? All the things that I'm going to have to overcome along the way, no clue. No clue, but what I am saying is I'm all in. I'm willing to go through the river of change to see what happens without any attachment to the outcome, the results, when and where the dreams will be realized, how many of them will be realized. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just this yes energy in my whole body. And that is resonance and that is truth. This is for you as well. When you feel that, when you feel this yes energy in your body, and you feel really grounded in it and really powerful in it, there is a deeper sense of trust and faith because faith is believing in something without having the evidence of it yet. That's faith. And so to walk by faith is being the version of you that is already doing the thing you need to be doing in order to have what you want to be having. Let me say that again. Faith is being without any evidence of who you would be by doing the things that you would do if you had the things that you wanted. If I'll use me for an example and you can insert you into this. If all your dreams manifested, if you were at the end of your life and you looked back and man, life, like you squeezed every ounce of goodness out of life. And your dreams manifested and were realized and demonstrated on the plane of your existence. And they were even bigger than you could think or imagine. How would you feel? How would you feel in that moment? When I get into that feeling, I know I would feel such a sense of gratitude, of like, I can feel it. I can feel that my throat starting to like bubble up with gratitude tears. I would feel such a sense of gratitude, such a sense of fullness and fulfillment, such a sense of even aliveness that I did it, that I surrendered and I went all in and I played full out and I gave it my all as I'm looking at all my the people that I love standing around me, I would hold their hands and just be like so satisfied with who I was being, with what I was doing. And what I had was just like a byproduct of that. And I would be able to look at all of these people's eyes and connect with them and just know that I gave them so much because I gave all of me to life. And you know, I don't even know that that's how I'd feel until I started talking about this out loud. This is the first time I've actually spoken about it like this out loud. And so, what would you feel? What would you be thinking when you looked into everybody's eyes, knowing that you played full out? See, it's not truly about the things that we want that we end up having. It really is who we become in the process. And that's why I'm recording this today because who I became in the process of showing up fully to my dad's death when it was the hardest, when it was the most painful, when I had so much anxiety in my heart, and the last thing I wanted to do was break down. But I let life swallow me whole. And you know, when you let life swallow you whole, the only thing that comes out of that is wholeness. And I was literally given this gift that I know I can help so many people just through that one experience with my dad because it's transformed me and it keeps renewing me and it keeps transforming me. It because I've embodied it and I integrate it into like everything that I'm being and doing in my life. That's like a foundation of wisdom and grit and bravery and resilience because you need to walk up to the thing that you fear the most. And that's when fear gets transmuted to love, to a love that you've never felt before, to a presence you've never experienced before, and to a wholeness that feels so familiar yet unfamiliar. And so, this is your invitation into stepping in to becoming the leading lady or the leading man of your life. I was near the finish line of teaching my program, the Red Carpet Express, that, by the way, came from that mystical experience. And it's the essence of it and the frequency I was woven into this program. And that was my initiation process. Because when we share something with the world, life will initiate us also. Because it's not just for who we share it with, it's for who we also become by sharing it. And so in that moment, I truly became the leading lady of my life, and I continue to be that. That course for me, my ROI, that means the time that I invested in creating it, in serving, in showing up to every call, in supporting those women who were in it. My ROI was that experience, and I am telling you, it's a year later today, and I'm still reaping the rewards, the benefits, the richness, and the wisdom from that. And I know, like, I have goosebumps right now, that for the remainder of my life, I will. You you can't measure that. That's an infinite ROI. So I know because that was my experience that in this course, the Red Carpet Express, becoming the leading lady or leading man of your life, you will also receive infinite ROI because your return on investment isn't just about money. It's about who you become. And who you become through that process has infinite intelligence built into it, infinite wealth, infinite love, infinite joy, infinite expansion, infinite bliss, infinite creativity, infinite possibility. This program has I'm literally holding it here because there's no way it can be done the same way I did it a year ago. There's no way. Because just like when a baby is born, can you imagine a baby not evolving that first year of their life? It's the same with business. As you evolve, your business evolves. So this program is not the same. It's expanded. It's more beautiful. It's more rich because I am more rich. I am more whole. I am more healthy. And my business is an expansion of that. So my business has to like come with me. It has its own essence and frequency and energy. Generosity is a huge part of it. Oh my goodness. I activated generosity codes last year like like I didn't even know was possible. And so this morning I sparked this movement of energy that if you sign up for the Red Carpet Express this week, you get a backstage pass. And this backstage pass involves us activating the generosity codes for you. And we're going to do that the week leading up to the Red Carpet Express experience, which is starting April 1st. I mean, this is gold. This is gold. This program is gold. Like you are literally being handed a gold mine right now. And I have tingles in the tips of my fingers because that's the frequency of this. This gold mine is yours. It's for you. And it's for you to activate so that you can actually be the person that you want to be. Because I know if you're listening to this, I know deep in my soul, if you are listening to this, that you love generosity. You love spontaneity. You love fun. You love gathering with people and igniting this energy that elevates people's souls, that takes the cream and rises it to the top because you are the activator. You are the cream. And you weren't meant to live like the small, mundane life, but you might have thought that you've been living that way up until now. You might feel like you've just continuously been trying to box yourself in when you weren't meant ever to be boxed in. You were meant to bloom all over the place in your field so that you can help other people bloom. And one of the ways we do that is by activating our generosity codes because the more you have to give, the more you give. And when you activate generosity codes and they're true for you and true to your soul and true to your frequency and true to your essence, they work through your business, they work through your friendships, they work through um, spontaneous momentum, they work through inspiration and intuition and fun. And you truly, every time you activate a generosity code and you come from being that, being generosity itself, you activate it in somebody else, whether they know it or not. I'm telling you, And right now, I am just in this like presence of, can you imagine a world that's more generous? Can you imagine a world that's more generous? What would that look like for you? I know for me, it would just be filled with all of the things that I experienced of the generosity codes in the last year, which is fun, which is deliberate creation, which is more spontaneity, compassion, love, understanding, electric, like an electric charge that opens and expands people's hearts. It heals, it blesses. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's filled with wisdom and richness and abundance and prosperity. It builds, it frees, it liberates. Like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And to step into being the leading lady or man of your life is about learning how to be led, learning how to be led by your heart, learning how to be led by your inner guidance system, the small, still voice that is in you. That is God, that is divinity, that is love itself, that is source creation, that is infinite intelligence, to be led by that. It doesn't make sense. Wouldn't it be cool to live in a world that doesn't make sense? This is a little bit of a trip because right now we can look out there and say the same thing. This doesn't make sense. Why is this happening? From a vantage point of negativity, of limitation and constraint. But to look at it through the lens of, wow, this doesn't make sense because there's just so much love and everybody's in their hearts and everybody is just giving and being generosity through their own unique channel and essence and frequency, their soul is activated. A world like that, we would all understand truly. We can hear this over and over and over again, but we would all understand truly that we are all walking each other home, that we're here to take care of one another, that we're here to uplift one another, that we're here to inspire, ignite life force, that vitality within each other. That we're here to laugh at the big fucking cosmic joke of it all, that we're here to have fun, that we're here to be childlike and playful. So, this is your call. This is your time. Now's the time. Now's the time to step into this field of resonance fully and come in to the red carpet express. If you do it this week, we're going to dive into activating these generosity codes in a big way. And I don't even know how that is yet because I play in the quantum field. And the quantum field is the unknown. And I surrender to that over and over and over again. And you want to know why? Because that's where the magic is. That's where the miracles are. That's where everything births from. That's where all of the creation process happens. That's where the generosity codes get activated. And then you scoop them up and you embody them and you be them and you bring them back to the 3D world and you be generosity. And the more you give, the more that it comes back to you. But generosity codes do not have the influence of giving to get. Generosity codes just understand the law of when you give from a place of pureness. What comes back to you is tenfold because you become a magnet for miracles. You become a magnet for abundance because those generosity codes are activated. The more you have, the more you give. The more you have, the more generous you can be. But you be it first. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say you can't lose, but you can't lose anyway. There's no such thing as lost in the divine mind. So this is your call. This is your answered prayer. I'll post the link below to how to get in. I would love to actually for you to comment below if you want in. I would love to hop on a quick little call with you or chat back and forth on Telegram. I really love to get to know who I'm inviting into my world because I am building this world for you. It's a world where you belong. It's a world where you're loved, where you are also ignited and activated to be the leading lady or man of your life. And we belong together in this frequency, in this field of resonance. I wish you the most beautiful day whenever you get this message it's meant for you. Listen to it again and again and again. And I know that if you felt something electrical through your body, that the Red Carpet Express will not only help you, it will activate you to a new timeline, a new frequency where all the ones that you know about and don't know about, all of your dreams will be demonstrated on this physical 3D plane. I love you. If you liked this video, please share it with a friend, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Bless you and bless you indeed.